90 Platinum is all of fine and goodbye for Monika's D-Side's Deathless. The reason it has a Platinum berry instead of a Golden berry is because the map already has 17 Goldens for doing different segments of the map Deathless. This is a 2.5 hour Deathless challenge with gameplay much harder than even the hardest parts of the base game, and would easily be the hardest challenge completed in this game yet. This is my 10th month of highlights in progress, so let's see what happened over the last 30 days. Alright, so I think this will be a pretty short episode, but let's just get into it. So immediately in day 271, it didn't start that great. I got to Summit, which might seem good, but I died in 0 meter to the Bino clip. Now, the way this trick works is by scrolling the camera up, the spinners next to me in the wall unload. And if you dash through them fast enough after exiting the Bino, you have enough time to clip through them before they load back in. Now, there's actually a little bit of human RNG involved with this. As you can see, the spinners are marked in different colors. These are different spinner groups. Now, this is gonna get a bit technical, but I'll try to keep it as simple as I can. But basically, the spinners load in and out group by group, which on any given run will be completely different. So this means there's a variance in how fast these spinners load back in. This is what we call spinner cycles. For this strat, there is a pretty big window where this RNG doesn't matter at all, but in this case, due to nerfs, I spammed dash after exiting the Bino a bit too slow, so it barely did end up mattering here. Now I use a tool that records all my inputs every run to a task file, so I copied these and tested them a few times, and in most cases, the dash timing it in the run still worked.
It literally does work. The spinner cycle, man. The spinner cycle. It was a horrible spinner cycle. Like, it worked with these, it worked with the different spinner cycle. Yeah, literally just bad spinner cycle.
Even delaying the dash input I did in my run by 5 more frames, it still worked in most instances. Which means I just got extremely unlucky.
Wow, dude. 6 frames. There, wow. Wow. So I can dash 5 frames later than I did in the run here and live. So in that spinner cycle I had in the run, I had to be 5 frames faster than he with this cycle. Wow, dude, that's rude.
3 days later though, I got back to Smots again and didn't die instantly to the first screen this time. Even got to Temple this time actually. Unfortunately, that took the orb screen to a part I kinda consider being past every hard part of Smots. From here, it should be smooth sailing to tricky, but what happened here is again honestly just very unlucky. For this strat, I need to dash up at peak height, but I unfortunately dashed 1 frame before full height. But, turns out if you're 1 pixel right from where I dashed up, then you can make it even without being at full height. Which means that if I either was 1 pixel further right, or dashed 1 frame later, I would have lived. These are just kind of the things that happen in long endurance runs like this. Another 2 days later, I get back to Summit again though, but died to muscle memory just completely failing me.
What the f happened? No, wait, what? Huh?
Normally this kind of memorization cycle gameplay just becomes autopilot, but for some reason my hands just did something completely different from what I was supposed to do, which just kind of feels like turning on a car's autopilot and taking a turn in the middle of the road to crash into a tree.
Autopilot's not doing its job, you were the one that did it.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna like I'm gonna like scrape the sun. Okay, no, autopilot is doing a job. No, autopilot did a complete garbage job of that. What do you mean?
But on day 279, I finally got a chance to beat my PB.
I'm going to kill myself, I think. Okay, so make this 8 and 9. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My bad. My bad. It was 1 frame off. If you can't tell. If you can't tell, it was 1 frame off.
So the reason this death upset me so much is because I really don't like my current PB. It's a stupid death that shouldn't have happened, so I really want to make it obsolete by beating it. But I know the room and especially the flag right before my PB is really difficult. So when during this run I passed the hardest part of the flag right before my PB, I thought I was finally gonna get to beat it. But out of excitement and nerves, I went a single frame early on the input before my PB room and died. Which hurt a lot, but hey, at least I got back there again. Surely it will happen again soon, right? Anyway, so let's skip ahead a week. Day 286, I almost got Summit Deathless on my warm-up run, dying towards the end of Gotham, which actually made me feel pretty good about my Summit consistency.
Can't believe I've gotten here twice. on like a full run. That's kind of crazy to imagine. I said I was gonna focus if I got deathless from revisit to got him, so bye-bye. Oh. Okay, well, I was just thinking about how I haven't died to this room in like a very long time, I think.
Which is good, because the day after I got another summit attempt.
I knew it. That was gonna one day happen. Okay. You know, I'm not that upset. That's like the scariest part in all of Revisit, and I was honestly surprised I was like 100% on that until now.
Unfortunately getting my first ever 500 meter death. But then the day after I got another summit attempt which got to Smots, but sadly died pretty quickly there as well.
I knew there was a frame rate the moment I inputted it, dude. Really?
Final notable run that happened was 3 days later, where I got yet another Smots attempt which died 1 room later than the last one.
No, what the fuck, dude? Really? Really? On 1300 flat, okay.
At least I was pretty happy with more of my summit runs making it to Smots. Okay, so this video is kind of short at the moment, so I just want to take a moment to kind of talk about this grind for a bit, because it's been kind of tough lately. A lot more goes into a grind like this than you can really tell from these videos, and I don't really talk about it a lot. Mostly in these videos you just see all the successes and good things that happened, but often between these clips are entire days or sometimes a full week or more I just skip over completely where just nothing really happened. I'm kind of at the point with this project where I definitely got the skill and consistency to do it, but all of the remaining challenge is just a mental aspect. It's really easy to do well when you're already doing well, like you saw last episode where I got a PB 2 days in a row. But then something kind of devastating can happen, like the death I had this episode, like an input before my PB, which kind of destroyed my entire mental. And that's something that's really hard to get back out of again, because it kind of turns into a downward spiral. How well you play is pretty strongly connected to how confident you feel in your own abilities. And when something like this happens that just makes you feel terrible, you just start to play worse because of it. And now that you're playing worse, you feel even worse about yourself, which makes you then play even more poorly, and that's kind of how you fall down this negative spiral. And that's really tough to escape, especially when it's a project at this magnitude. This challenge is like nothing else I've ever attempted. You can't just fluke a good run and fix your mental again like that. You kinda have to be in top condition already to do well on a challenge like this, where you have to play near perfectly for multiple hours. And even the smallest of mess ups or misremembering can send you all the way back. And that's also why last episode I could just PB back to back, but now I just went weeks without really anything happening. I've recently taken an extended break from grinding 90 for most of December, and I've been kinda getting back into it now, feeling a lot better about it. But that's something that will be covered in the next few episodes. For now, I thank you so much for watching and listening to me yap. Make sure to check out my streams and progress live over on Twitch if you want to follow this grind more closely. I stream every single day there. I also want to thank all my patrons and YouTube members, you're awesome. And alright, have a nice day everyone. Bye 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 bye.